We've been asked to do a video outlining the advantages of our OYO press, why the OYO press is better than the rest. So I guess to do that we'll start off with a little background. Well, the inspiration for the OYO press came from the tried and true hair straightener, which if you're interested in obtaining your own extracts from your cannabis, you've probably looked into or seen these used, and actually they do a pretty decent job. The main problem was the plates were only an inch wide, and as we said, they weren't made to be pressure to be applied on the backside. And then you end up with that. So, as we said, it does a good job. It's just 1 inch wide plates. Your cannabis would quite often squeeze past it and you wouldn't get a proper press because you'd have unpressed cannabis out the sides and debris into your oil. So the first thing we thought we would do is add a nice wide plate. That way, it, nice and thick to hold the pressure. Give us a nice clamping area. And if we use 2 of these, that would give us a wonderful 3x3 press. Now the problem was you still had the plastic housing, so that didn't give you much protection. So our first test runs, we just put a standard metal box over and attached it to our 1/4 inch pressing plate. I just used it in a standard vise, but as you can see, you could still crush down into it, and it did the job. It just needed some improvement. So we come up with the thicker housing for our jaws, and these work in a vise quite well and also press your cannabis. Problem we ran into was the shifting. When you added the pressure, plates would tend to shift one way or the other, especially with your chunk of cannabis in there, or if you're doing keef with your little keef bags, and as soon as it shifts, that puts debris in your stuff or rips your paper, or I would say rips your keef bag too, and that gets debris in your oil. So this did a good job. It just could use a little improvement also. That's where the diamondback jaws come in. We have the nice wide pressing area. We have a solid enclosure protecting our heat source, and by design, the more pressure you apply, the more it centers each one, and there's no shifting. Once you put the pressure on it, it just applies the pressure. And that's where our OYO press come into play. Set our heating unit right on the saddle. As soon as you apply the pressure, there is no shifting. As you can see, when there's no pressure on it, you can shift around a bit just like all the other presses. But as soon as you apply the pressure, it clamps down, concentrates, it's not going anywhere, and does a fantastic job. Our next main advantage I'd like to point out is our patented 2-part design. By having the heating unit and the pressing unit separated, you use less power, warming up only the heat or the pressing plates here, not the whole unit they're attached to like most presses. And the second advantage to this 2-part design is that the heating unit heats up down here. It's not sitting on your jack or your pressing unit and seals, getting all this stuff hot, and connected to your frame, making all that hot and making a burn hazard. Another advantage of the OYO press is the simplicity of design and the use of tried and true technology. As we said, flat irons have been used to smash cannabis and extract the oils for quite a while now, and quite reliable. And bottle jacks have been applying tons of pressure for probably 100 years now. Another advantage of the OYO Press's two-part design is the safety features. As we said, it uses less energy, but also by holding one part in your right hand and loading your cannabis in the sleeve with your left hand, the only pressure that is applied is with your other hand. So there's hardly any pinch factor or hazard. And then once you slide it into the press, start operating the jack, everything is in the press. There's very little area to even think about having a pinch hazard. So it's a much safer design overall. Another advantage of our OYO press is there's no special training required, no programming required. You just let it warm up just like you would your flat iron. You slide it in the saddle, you jack it up just like you would any old jack. Press the shit out of your cannabis. Can't beat that for under $500. The OYO press combines the tried and true technology of a flat iron with the tried and true technology of hydraulic jacks and takes it to a whole new level. A little side note and history fact: the first batch we had made at the factory before they knew they were cannabis presses, we kind of kept that secret for a minute, was they thought they were making semi-truck jack stands because of the configuration and how heavy duty they were. As I said, they're made in batches of 10 for quality and consistency, and every one is even stamped with its own serial number. And made in Toledo, Ohio, USA. So to sum it up, the OYO press was designed for the individual, but heavy duty enough for commercial or institutional applications. It's designed for increased safety and increased reliability and cost and ease of obtaining replacement parts. So what exactly comes with a OYO press? I'm glad you asked. Because right out of the box it comes completely assembled, ready to press. You get the frame with your jack already mounted in place. Got the saddle already mounted on it. You get our patented diamondback jaws on the brand new heat iron or flat iron. Get a real jack handle, not a little cheap chintzy thing like comes with some jacks. You get the timer that we use to time our presses. Comes with 5 of our sleeves, so you're all ready to go. And our silicone heat safe mat to keep your heating unit on. So it's ready to go right out the box. Everything's included except the cannabis.